Hey, peace and love, peace and love.
Hello, how are you today?
I am great. How are you?
I am also great. I'm glad that the weather is warming up, and I was kind of in downtown today near Millennium Park, and there's like garden exhibitions. Like someone took and made a woman out of like a bush or something. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's nearby.
Okay, that's pretty cool, right? Life imitating art or art imitating life.
Exactly. What did you do today?
I had a bunch of calls. I had a little mini road trip with some of my youth. I took them to this house that we're working on, but we're also doing like some somatic therapy practices in the house, like far as rebuilding, tearing things down, some emotional work in that space. So that's what
What's
I.
what's somatic therapy? I've never heard that term before.
Somatic therapy is pretty much using things along with frequencies and vibrations, but more so things that connects the mind with the body. In their situation, they're using carpentry and trades and things like that to make that mind and body connection.
That is really unique. That's cool. There's yeah, there's not much I know about therapy. My family kind of has the mindset of if something's on your mind, kind of deal with it and it'll pass like a cloud. But I realize that's not always the case. Yeah. Well, I'm Christina. It's very good to meet you. You're Miss Taddy, right? Is that how I pronouncing it?
Yeah, yeah, it's Tati, but you can say
Tati.
Tabby or Tabby, but yeah, it's Miss Tati. Mm-hmm.
Miss Tati. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Miss Tati. All right. Well, we'll get started shortly. What are you drinking now?
Um, I'm drinking some coffee. Nothing too fancy, just some regular coffee with some cream. Decaf.
Yes.
Not caffeinated.
Otherwise, we rely too much on caffeine. That's
Yeah,
why I go with tea.
a lot. I mean, I
Mhm.
did that a lot through my whole career in mental health, and caffeine was like my best friend. One day I just had to part ways with it.
Mhm. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get started, I guess, professionally. As we say, we have a little introduction, we always do. So, hello, listeners, and welcome to Ambitious Amplified. I'm Christina Puzin, and today we have a very lovely guest joining us who constantly motivates and inspires the Chicago community. Please welcome Ms. Tati, founder of Mental Health Meets Hip Hop, an impactful organization that provides mental health services to all kinds of communities. So, I guess first thing I want to do is discuss your personal identity and your journey. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. What inspired you to create Mental Health Meets Hip Hop?
Okay. So, I am, if I could describe myself, I am a tree hugging, feet in the grass, um, ambitious, fun, just creator. That's it. That's just the title, the creator. But what inspired me to start Mental Health Meets Hip Hop? So at the age of 8, I had a cousin that died by suicide. He was 14 years old. Um, at that time, I had no, same like most people, in the city, in the urban communities, and in the world in general. In some cultures, um, what goes on in this house stays in this house. So that's what pretty much happened in my family. I had no words to kind of express, you know, what that situation did for me. So I started creating music. That was my outlet. Um, was doing music, and then from there, as I got older, I became a mental health professional. Worked in all type of outpatient facilities throughout Chicago. Worked for DuPage.
I think you muted yourself for a sec. There we go. Now you're back.
Yep. Worked for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and then I became a healthcare administrator, working in a severe mental health rehabilitation facility.
Hmm.
And I just noticed in healthcare, it's a struggle with culture. The resources are there, the help is there, and I think that's why a lot of people shy away from therapy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The last part you said, you cut out again. Could you repeat that? Like the resources are there, but what is missing?
Uh, Cultural awareness. So a lot
Culture.
of healthcare facilities, they miss out on that. Healthcare, they can lack culture, but the culture is where hip hop is full of culture. It's inclusive. It's open up to everybody, and it's where you can just be yourself. Let the mask fall off. It's where resilience is found, identity is found. So
Mm.
that's why I brought the two together.
And when you were making music, when you were younger, were you singing? Were you playing an instrument? What were you doing?
No, it was just straight hip hop, just straight bars, just straight, rap. When that situation happened, I had a lot of pent up emotions inside of me. And I think just rap and hip hop created that space for me to be myself, for me to provide some of those feelings, that I was containing. So I,
Hmm.
I definitely did hip hop.
Did you ever go out and perform, or you mostly did it in front of your family?
So I performed a lot, a bunch of open mics here in Chicago. I used to perform around the United States, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona, Iowa, Michigan. Yeah, and I performed in Ghana, Africa, on the stage there as well. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I was definitely in the underground circuit. Yeah, I was on a couple of hip hop shows. That some of it wasn't released on air, but I definitely had some space on VH1. Growing Up Hip Hop is somewhere on my IG page. If you scroll all the way down, you will see me on there rapping in front of the cameras on VH1 a few years back. So definitely did
Yeah,
a lot of
check
hip
it
hop space.
out. Because
Yeah.
when I went on your page, like it's so humble. Like you mostly discuss like your organization, but you have like this whole past attached to you. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see the past vaguely if you scroll down. There's some stuff I had to archive because I know a lot of people was going to pivot from that to mental health meets hip hop to MySpace. Let me clean it
Mhm.
up a little bit, but keep, the music and stuff and everything
Mhm.
there.
What made you pivot from a music career to focusing solely on health?
Um, well, honestly, I was doing music and it was a creative outlet. So it was a way for me to express. But I wanted to be a dentist. So I think I always wanted to be in healthcare. Was going to school to be a dentist. But, at the same time, I was a hip hop artist. So partying was a part of my regimen. And I couldn't, keep them grades up for that dentist school. But I always wanted to know why people thought the way they did. Why did some people express some emotions? And, what's the behavior and outcome of a lot of communities. So that's why I really want to jump into psychology. I just really want to understand people, especially in the music industry. There's a bunch of chaos there. So
Right.
yeah, so I always want to study and see why do people, act the way they do. So I always had that curiosity.
Hmm. I think you have a lot of versatility, and that's quite a good thing. My teachers would always tell me in class, like, you'll have film and like your art, but you also have to make sure you have other things because you can't do that every single day. At some point, you need to like reset with your mind, take a break, do something else. Otherwise, it's gonna eat at you, and you're gonna stop loving it as much. So they're like, it's all about balance. So I was like, it's a good piece of advice. I don't know if you agree, but.
I agree. It is all about balance. And, sometimes your passions and the things you love, you can find them in anything that you want to do. I know a lot of teachers and schools and authorities say, don't be expressive, don't follow your dreams, don't do that because there's no money in that. But I beg to differ. I think it can be money in success in anything. And when you look at certain things, everything to me is music, art is just in a different form. That's what healthcare is. That's what science is. That's what biochemistry is. That's what life is. That's what humanity is. All of it is just art in a
Well
different.
said. Very well said. How has your personal relationship with mental health evolved?
Um, it evolved in a way where when I first got into mental health, I was dealing with outpatient clients, so I wasn't seeing the severity of mental illness, but as I progressed my career, I started getting into severe mental illness, SMI, where I was seeing people that were inpatient, people that actually um, needed heavy services and seeing different cultures. So it made me think that, mental illness is not a one group, race, ethnicity, age, gender. issue. It affects everyone. And I think for a long time, we looked at people with mental illness as the term crazy, which I don't use at all. But it changed my scope in knowing that people aren't mentally ill, they just have mental illness. They are still people, they are still human beings. Everybody have problems, no matter where on the spectrum you're at. But there is help, and people deal with mental health in a whole different way. And, I changed
Mhm.
myself on that. It's just not all, medication and pills. Sometimes it's art, sometimes it's music, sometimes it's drawing, sometimes it's dancing, sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's hugging trees, and sometimes it's just being yourself, having fun, laughing, and being alive, and things like this. So,
I
yeah.
haven't had Ditchery in a while. I probably should. When I was little, there was, and now I could have hallucinated, but there was a moment I was playing in the backyard and I heard like some sort of song playing, like a melody. And it wasn't coming from anybody's house. And when I walked closer to the trees, it was as though it was in the tree. And I remember I wrote a story about it in like elementary school and then lost access to it because all of my school stuff like left when I graduated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was magical, you know, kids have a big imagination, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's nice to go back to that.
Yeah. And
And can
that's,
you say it again?
no, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Well, can you walk me through a moment in your life when your mental health was at its lowest and what helped you overcome it?
Um, a moment where my mental health was at its lowest is my grandmother had got dementia. And out of all her grandchildren, I was the one that kind of stood by her side and helped take care of her. So I was pretty much a caregiver. And I was so burnt out, and I was running this severe mental health facility at the time. I was associate executive director. So I had a heavy workload, but then every day I went to my grandmother's house to help her with her care. At that time, I was just severely burnt out, severely tired all the time. Um, had stints of depression just for seeing someone that cared for me my whole life go through this nasty illness. Because dementia just deteriorates the mind and reverts people back. And I think at that time, what I did was I I got into nature. That's my time where I really just went all out into nature. Nature has always been a safe space for me. So putting my feet in the grass and hugging those trees and being in nature with the birds and the animals and things like that, that really kind of helped me just brighten up my mood. Nature is a really big thing for me. Being in the sun, and just being in that natural state. And that's just who I am. I'm part of the indigenous culture, and just like with you, imagination is always there. And I tell people if they can take space for themselves, and my space has always been in nature and meditation.
And where is your grandmother now?
She has passed on.
Hmm.
Um, However, she still lives in spirit.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
I'm sure she really was grateful for what you did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I would like to think so.
Was there a moment when you almost didn't start this organization?
Um, I don't think it was ever a moment that I didn't start the organization, but it has been challenging sometimes. Um, I solely started the organization off my own energy, and my own desire to put this in front of people, to tell people there's different ways of healing. Let's get back to the music. The music is inclusive. Everybody enjoys music. But scientifically, what music, sound, and vibration can do for your mental health, for your body, for your wellness, for your happiness, is incredible. And that has always been my message. So at times it's been hard, you know. We haven't necessarily had like grant dollars or donations poured in, but the desire and need to push the message out has caused me to keep going. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
been hard, but I never, never gave up.
What's something like you learned about the way music affects us that surprised you? Like I always hear the saying, when you play piano, it helps your memory. So like pianists have good memory. What's something along of those lines that you've heard? I'm curious.
Well, you have two parts of your brain. You have the right hemisphere, left hemisphere, but you also have the conscious part and the subconscious part. Everything is sound and vibration is programming your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is your internal dialogue. It's what keeps your heart beating without you thinking about it. It's what's keeping you taking your next breath without you even thinking about it. And everything is on a metronome. Just like in music and beats, everything is ticking and moving, and it's, music is producing endorphins in the body. It produces dopamine. So you can think about one song that you listen to and you just get into those waves and vibes, and it's like a whole body experience. So that is something that I learned, that music is actually a healing tool. And a lot of indigenous people used it to not only heal people, but to connect spiritually within themselves and with
Hmm.
others. So that's what I mean.
And do your services target mainly adults or youth as well?
So we target you. So we see people from 8 to 100, because we also provide telehealth therapy services. We also provide play therapy for the youth, or people that make music. They may want to, make a track, or do some expressive. We have therapists that see individuals with that, with play therapy. And then for the older generation, even though older people like hip hop, we had the Curtis Blows and the Queen Latifah and the Salt and Pepper, and all
Yeah.
that. So, dementia, we have people with dementia that loves hip hop as well. So it triggers memory, like you said, it triggers memory as well. So we see all the way up to 100. So 8 to 100.
What kind of leader did you have to become to build this?
Uh I had to be a leader. Okay, I'm gonna say this. This is my favorite quote ever. Water never sinks. I mean, boats never sink from the water around it. It only sinks for the water that you let in. So I had to be the type of leader that my internal dialogue is higher than anything on the outside of me. Working in some communities, and being like a supervisor and coming from that space of executive director, I had to be administrator. So sometimes I was that person that people didn't necessarily like, because people necessarily don't like to get wrote up or get terminated. I had to be that type of person.
Hmm.
And um, I had to be the type of leader that works in harmony, justice, peace, but also being connected with myself, loving myself, and exuding that love to everybody else around me. And I think as a leader, you have to be in a position, no matter what the world tell you who you are, you have to know who you are. So I had to become that person. I had to sit in the space to know who I am, what I bring to the table, what I want to bring to the world, accept it and sit in it.
That's real. I heard my mother tell me the other day, when you walk into a room, you shouldn't be a question, but a statement. It's something she hears on her podcast all the time. And when we hear stuff from our mothers, we're like, yeah, 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 okay, okay. But then later it does come back, and you're like thinking about it and thinking about it. You're like, what does that mean? So I've been thinking about that lately, and confidence, I bet, plays a big part of it, and not letting people see you vulnerable all the time. Like you have to be strong for others. So I
Yeah.
admire that. Hmm.
Yeah, and mother knows best, and it's a lot of power and vulnerability too as well. So, always, just being you at the vulnerable times, at the strong times, just be you. Feel the emotion, let it pass, address it, but then always come back your better self.
Hmm. And was there one person that helped you grow this organization, or it was mostly like a one woman job?
Along the way, it's been a lot of people that helped me with this organization. I have always been the type of person that I don't want to be a one woman band, and I tell people that all the time. I'm all about unity. I'm all about community. And there have been friends that helped me along the way. people I have met on the journey along the way, people I have worked with in the past that helped me along the way, in the community, just for accepting me and embracing me, and everybody that comes out to our events, people that gets therapy, through us. So, yeah, humanity. I'm here to uplift humanity, and as I think I put that energy out, humanity just comes back and uplifts me. So I appreciate it. Everybody is a part of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about your services and see what you post further. I'm going to follow you after our interview. Yeah, just kind of been looking at your page like I usually do for anybody that I have a conversation with. So,
Mhm.
yeah, just keep posting all of that content. It's really intriguing. My best friend kind of does something similar because she's studying clinical psych at UIC. So, and she's also Muslim, and so she's battling with like strict family and her career and like balancing friendships and going out socially without feeling guilty about it. And she just started this like very honest page where she's just posting things. So yeah, I like watching that kind of stuff.
Oh,
What's
I would love to
something?
follow
Say
her.
it again.
I would love to follow her. You have to share
Yeah,
her.
I'll send you her page for sure. Her name is Amira. She and I have been friends since I want to say middle school. Yeah, it's been a while. We've seen a lot of sides of each other. Um, what's something people assume about you that isn't true?
Um, I think some people may assume that I don't know. I think some people may assume I'm mean. I think some people think that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a racial thing. I don't know what it is. But I think some people assume that. Then when they meet me, they're like, "You too cool." I'm like, "I know, but what made you thought I was mean?" I don't know. Maybe I need to start smiling more. I don't know.
No, no. I don't like that saying where someone says, you should smile more. It's pretty. No, 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 no. They
Right.
might just be a little bit intimidated because, again, back to that confidence thing, seems like you carry yourself very well. That's all. I don't, from our conversation right now, I don't think you're mean at all.
Yeah.
I thought the a woman at the doctor's appointment I went to today was mean, but I realized she just had a lot of patients all day and she's probably tired as hell. So I was like,
Right.
I respect that.
Right. And that's a good observation. I try to teach youth all the time that, sometimes the way we feel, we can project that onto other people. So if we may be feeling a certain type of way, we just assume somebody else is that way or feel that way. And I say, no, you have to, kind of approach things in a neutral sense, a neutral sense.
Sure,
So, yep.
for sure. How do you make tough decisions when your work is so emotionally rooted?
Never make a decision when you're emotional. Take a step back, take some time, take a deep breath. Um, let the emotions calm down, and then I always reapproach.
Mm.
Yeah, I always reapproach. I learned that sometimes your emotions can just be an alarm for something else. It probably has nothing to do with the situation. But sometimes if you can disassociate from that interaction or that situation, take a deep breath, feel the emotion, let it go, and come back. That's how I make my decision.
It's
Yeah.
a good rule of thumb, I think. I should do that. I don't. Yeah. What sacrifices did you have to make that people don't see
Oh my gosh, sacrifices.
for this organization to create it, to
Yeah,
help it flourish?
sacrifices. A lot of long nights, a lot of lost sleep. A lot of times it's just getting stuff done, and sometimes when you're building things or organizations or just working. Period. Sometimes you may start off with a bunch of people around you, and you know, as you go, you'll realize that you're by yourself. So a lot of stuff I just, had to get done. A lot of sleepless nights, missed out events and parties and things like that, which I
Mm.
used to be a partier, not a party anymore. So I sacrificed that. But pretty much that's it. Just, sleep.
And what keeps you grounded when everything feels heavy, either in personal life or at work? I know you already mentioned nature, but is there anything outside of that?
What keeps me grounded is Just some of the people that I have ran across that has been in an organization, and when they tell me thank you or I appreciate what you do, um, and I always hit them back with thank you, I appreciate you, because it's never about me. It's about the message, and the message is rooted in healing, and healing looks different for everyone. But especially when the youth come back and they tell me that what you said or what I learned has changed my life. It makes me look at things differently.
Mm.
That's what keeps me grounded.
What's a quote that someone said to you that sticks to your heart to this day?
Um, One quote that sticks to my heart. I'm just gonna go with some rap. Nipsey Hussle. He said, "I spoke some things in the universe and they appeared."
Mm.
That quote just sticks out to me. It's just the word is a powerful thing. Your thoughts and emotions and actions in alignment, it creates your reality. So
So
that
you
quote,
do you think that manifestation is like a real powerful tool that people can use?
yeah,
Mm.
I know it is. Um,
Mm.
Everything in the world has came from somebody's mind and manifested in the physical world, including
Mm.
Instagram, including the phone we're using, came from somebody's mind, including
Sure.
the clothes on our back.
Yeah. No, you're very right. I want to talk a little bit about your creative and cultural voice. How did you realize that hip hop was going to be the heart of your organization?
Um, how did I? Okay, so hip hop, I knew it was going to be the heart of my organization when I fell in love with it. Since a child, it was just kind of played in my household. My father was a really big Tupac Shakur fan, and me just ride with my father. He's always been a carpenter, a builder, and he just always blasted Tupac and Lauryn Hill and these other groups that pretty much talked about not the raunchy stuff, but about unity, about coming together as a people, um, about just expression. So, I fell in love with that. I fell in love with the rhythm. I fell in love with the flows. I fell in love with these melodies, but I also fell in love with the uniqueness, the rawness, I'm gonna say like Tupac. Excuse my French, but Tupac, you know, I am who I am. Fuck what y'all talking about. I fell in love with that. And I'm very big on that, with being yourself and no matter what space you're in.
Do you have a favorite song by his that just lights up your whole day?
Until the end of time. Until the end of time. Take these broken wings. Let your hand come and heal me once again so I can fly. Until the end of time. Till the end. I can't sing the hook, but that's how the song go. Yeah.
If I listen to the song, I would sing it with you.
Yeah.
After this, I will be playing it because
Check it out.
I always love exploring new music, that kind of thing.
Check it out. It's a good song.
If your life had a soundtrack, what would it be on right now? Tupac?
No, it would be Lauryn Hill. Everything is everything. What is meant to be will be. After winter must come spring. Change, it comes eventually. That's what it would be. It just says that everything is everything. We're all connected. We're all one. What is meant. So there's no need to worry. I know a lot of people worry and stress about what's going on in life right now. But if we all can just center ourselves and tap into ourselves, we'll realize everything is working out for us to gain and win. And there's nothing more powerful than than humanity. But sometimes getting caught up in situations, we'll forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so powerful. Everything is everything. And if you tap in, you will know everything that even looks bad will always work out for your good.
Yeah, it's a really good mindset to have. Do you try to, are you the type of person that likes to give advice constantly, or you just kind of want people to figure it out for themselves first?
Um, I think advice has to be desired. So I think me just being myself, I just pour out what's inside of me. So my one go to phrase is peace and love.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my vibration just has been. Peace and love. But I don't think, because everybody doesn't want advice, but I think if people are open to it, they will receive, what they desire. It's going to be just people naturally giving them advice because they desire it. But yeah, so I'm pretty much so being myself on a regular basis. And if somebody asks me for advice, I would give it. But I don't go around kind of just, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Only when it's welcomed.
Only
Mhm.
when it's welcome, when it's asked for, but I'm definitely going to bring my energy, which is peace and love. So just being on that frequency might uplift somebody and be advice to somebody. So
For sure.
yeah.
How do you protect your authenticity as your platform grows?
Um, I always remind myself of who I am. I've never been a person that's been kind of caught up in crowds and looking for approval or validation. And I just remind myself that it's not about me. The organization has never been about me. It's been about uplifting humanity. And it just so happened to be a part of me. Is this I'm who the message came through or who the message is coming through. But it's just about I have to remember that it's about humanity. And there is no separation. We're one and the same. So just putting out the energy.
And this is something I was curious about, truly. What's one misconception about therapy you think young people have today?
What I hear a lot is that people say they're scared that people are going to tell their business. I hear a lot of people. They say I can't talk to people. Therapy is about talking to people, and people have told my business. So it's a lot of mistrust and a lot of lack of understanding when it comes to therapy. And I tell people all the time, well, these therapists, they're licensed professionals. They lawfully can't tell your business. Matter of fact, you tell me if they tell your business so I can report they license. But other than that, a lot of people think they can deal with stuff by just holding it in. And anything that you hold in, sometimes can erupt. It's like a pop can. You shake it up, and one time you open it, it's just gonna spill out all over the place. Therapy is a journey. And it's a journey that you don't have to take alone. A lot of times we think that we have to do things on our own, which is a misconception. You don't. Um, Always in life, you will find other people to connect with, and you will find things to connect with that can help you uplift you on your journey.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering that. I was, yeah, that's something I've always been wondering because, like, some of my friends do, some of my friends are against it. Like I said, it's not that my family's against it, but they just think that there's easier ways of going about it, like just me telling them everything. But again, you can't always put that burden on someone all the time.
Well, you can put it on your therapist. That's what
Yeah.
they're.
Unless you say like you're murdering someone, then you're obligated to say something,
Oh
right?
yeah, of course. Mandated reporters. Yeah. So disclaimer: if you're gonna hurt yourself or other people, we are mandated reporters. We have to tell. But other than that, therapist is someone that's very good at keeping your secret. They have to, people. They have to.
Mhm.
As long as you're not hurting yourself and others. Let me say that again.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be killing anyone anytime soon. I wouldn't say a very psychotic person. What's a conversation about mental health you're still learning how to have?
Um, I'm still learning how to have people understand that if you have mental illness or just the word mental illness does not mean you're crazy. It does not mean that. I think it's just a stigma that people think because they may say I have mental health issues or I'm struggling with something. People gonna look at me weird. It means I'm crazy. Have things going on, and those conversations are always hard because there's no such thing as crazy. No such thing as that. I want people to get that. Throw it out your mind. There's no such thing as crazy. Because in that case, we all crazy. We all different. We all meant to be different. We all are fingerprints. We're unique. But we all still are one, if that makes sense. We're humanity.
Yes.
And we come in different shapes, flavors, sizes, cultures, mindsets, thoughts, emotions. That's what make us amazing. So mental illness does not mean you're crazy and you're not mentally ill. You have mental illness and anything that you have, you can navigate. anything you have, you can navigate. So
I like how empathetic you are. I don't understand how people called you mean. Like again, how does that
it surprises me all the time. I'm like, what? I don't know. I guess it's just I don't know. I don't think I smile enough. People
maybe no, don't think that. Maybe it's just like you have a powerful presence and people mistake that for something else. You know, some
oh,
people just naturally have that.
probably so. That's
So
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
embrace it for sure.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had to check yourself emotionally?
Um, the last time I had to check myself emotionally, I let me think about it. You know what? I can't think about it today.
Okay,
Today.
I respect that.
Um, I was actually working on something with one of the youth that, that we're working on somatic therapy with construction. And we had an inspector come up and said, you guys cannot do any work without a permit. And I said, okay, but we weren't doing any work. We're just, we're moving some things onto a trailer, and just kind of organizing it there. And I had to explain that. And I think emotionally, I had to check myself because I had to remember this guy doesn't know. He just walked up. It's the middle of the day. He think we're probably, working on something. Tool. It wasn't no tools out. We was just removing some things. And I said he don't know. So
Mhm.
that's it. And it turned out to be a beautiful conversation. We had a beautiful conversation about everything. So
You kind of change his mind about the way you run things.
I changed his mind. Yep, yep. Because sometimes those inspectors they can be a little aggressive and just jump to conclusions. But I understand. So
Mhm.
yeah.
It's good that you have the patience for it, for sure. Like
Yeah.
your patience probably for my body, like having waves around it right now. I have no idea what's happening. My background is just vibrating. I don't know. I don't know how to change it, but it looks like I have no hair. So
It looks
ignore
pretty
that.
cool. It looks
No,
nice. I like it.
no, I just know that my boyfriend joined the live stream and he's gonna be making fun of me later. So I've embraced that. Um, what do you wish more people asked you more often about your line of work?
um, I wish more people will ask me about thoughts becoming things. I'm like a real big quantum physics buff, and I like to talk about things like that, thoughts and emotions and actions create reality. I think more people should ask me about that because it's a real thing.
Can you be a little more specific with what you mean by that? So
Mhm.
like an example question.
Example question would be my life is going like this. How can I change the pattern of my life? How are my thoughts and my emotions affecting my everyday reality? I
Hmm.
wish people would ask me that. Yeah.
Good to know. If I ever meet you in person, that'll be the first thing I ask.
Cool. Cool. Looking forward.
What does burnout look like to you, and how do you respond to it?
Burnout looks like just being lethargic, fatigue, and disassociating from things that you love. How do you handle it? You need to take space for yourself. That means to find time and a space where you can connect back to you. Um, for me myself, I use a lot of affirmations and also nature is my go-to tool. So I tell
Mhm.
people all the time, get into nature, get some sun, get some grass, get into harmony in a peaceful environment. What looks like peace to you? Some people might want to play rock music. Some people might want to look to Mozart, listen to Mozart. So whatever is space for you, relax, recoup, and then get back to it.
Mhm. In terms of your vision and legacy, what do you want people to say about Miss Tati 10 years from now?
Hmm. I want people to say that lady always been herself. She just don't care what she say. She just said it what's supposed to be said. But what she said really resonated and it has helped me. And I'm gonna carry that on my journey in some way of my life. I want people to say that. I want people to say she was real, but at the same time, you know, she was qualified and she knew what she was talking about. Yeah.
Hmm. You treat people as equals despite your experience. That kind
Always.
of.
We
Mhm.
are equals. We are equals. People are none but reflections of each other. Right? That's
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. There's a thing about mirror neurons, right? Like we tend to mirror each other all the time, like even in the small gestures.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you, how would you see yourself if you did not have a physical mirror?
Um, how would I see myself internally or physically?
Physically, if you didn't have a
Physically. I don't think I'd even think about myself that much physically. I think it would just matter what's in here,
yeah,
and my actions and not as much what's that. I think
right.
I definitely have less insecurities.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, not more so like, well, it will be physically because my answer to that would be that you see yourself in other people, the people you bring into your vibration in your life. Everybody is a reflection of you. But those mirror neurons you talked about, everybody is a reflection. Even the people that you may disagree with or don't like, somewhere inside of you is a lot of that in them, right? Religious people say all the time, I'm not religious, but it's a phrase in the Bible would say, how do you judge the plank in your brother's eye but not see the speck in your own?
Hmm.
Because the people that you may disagree with or have a hard time with is because they're mirroring a little piece of you. That's how you see yourself through other people.
Every single person you meet.
Every single person that you meet.
Well,
Yeah. We're, we're energetic beings having a human experience and you just pull people into your atmosphere. So that goes to that quantum physics I'm talking about. I'm like a big science buff, but you know, life is amazing once you really think about it. It's all music and sound and vibrations on one spectrum, and it's beautiful.
I have noticed that if you look at someone's friend group, they are very similar to them. Like even with the way they dress, the way they look, the way they talk, their lingo. So there's definitely proof behind a lot of what you say, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. If this work reaches its full potential, which it will, how will it change the world?
It would change the world by connecting people back to themselves. And when you connect people back to themselves, they will realize that it is no difference between them and anybody else. No difference. And as we connect back to ourselves and we love ourselves, we can only love other people and everything, beyond people. Animals, plants, nature, the world, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, it's peace, it's joy, it's love. But life is also a wave. So as you have those ups, you're gonna have those downs, but you keep going because it's an amazing experience and ride.
Hmm. So
Yep.
you don't want people seeing each other as rivals because at the core, we all share something very similar. That kind of thing.
Yep. At the core, we all are the same. We're
Hmm.
all humanity, all trying to figure it out.
That's well said. Also, let me plug in a light because this is bothering me. One moment. 2 seconds. There we go. Because I don't want to seem like a floating head to you. This has never happened before, by the way. I really apologize. I'm just like,
I feel so special. I get the floaty head.
girl, dash it out a little more. I just had so much daylight, and I thought, oh, it would last me, but the sun sets
Yeah.
quicker than I expected, for sure.
Yeah. But to be fair, I did not see a floating head. Like your head was
Okay.
okay.
That's what I kept seeing. I know
Right.
you said that this entire story for you, like the building of this organization, you starting to think about mental health, started with your cousin's suicide. So, at the core of this organization, who are you truly building it for? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Is it for your clients? Everybody? How would you say it?
Uh, at the core, I think I'm building for those people that may be going through things and they don't know how to express it. For those people that may express themselves in a different way outside of the crowd, those people that have, are going through things and they feel like it's nobody else they can talk to, like it's no other ways. I'm building it for those people because
Mhm.
a lot of people don't have people to talk to. They don't have outlets. Healing comes in different forms. Hip hop just so happened to be mine, but I have just always been that person that has been outside of the crowd. So I'm doing it for those people. Those people on the edge. Those weirdo people. Those people with the mask off. Those people. Uh, yeah.
The outliers, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yes.
people more so that listen instead of actually talk themselves in situations.
Exactly. People that listen, but they're just may need a push to step out and to realize that there's nothing wrong with you.
Hmm.
And it's okay not to be okay. But let's express that. Let's not keep it bottled in. Let's express it. Yeah. So for those people for sure.
What does success feel like personally to you, not professionally?
Personally to me, success feels like being my authentic self, remaining my authentic self, um, and just living a life I foresee, which is freedom. Freedom to create, freedom to do all things, freedom to express and to help other people along the way.
Seems like you have this huge mindset of just peace. Like you don't want any stress in your life. You don't want to be forced to do something you don't want to be doing. You don't want to worry about time or pressure. Just kind of living life on your own terms. So I
Yes.
like that.
'Cause what is time? What is all this? What is all these
All
boxes?
right. I
Yeah, who
know.
gave us this? You know,
It scares me when I look at people's schedules and they'll have like so many boxes and it's just like everything is just programmed. I need more of that because I keep everything in my head. But I think for a lot of people it's like you don't even have time for your loved ones or your friends because you're so worried about
right?
the workaholic part of you. We're gonna play a teeny tiny game of this or that. It's kind of like a interview game. We're gonna go ahead and answer without thinking about it too much. So whatever calls to you first, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, what's more important to you, vulnerability or strength?
Vulnerability,
Therapy or music first?
music is therapy.
Journaling or voice notes?
Journaling, have to write, get it out. Mm-hmm.
Private healing or public conversation?
Hmm. Private healing can set you up for a great public conversation.
Okay, yeah, it's a unique approach. Leading or creating?
Creating,
Music to reset or silence to reset?
mm. There can be music in the silence. Silence to reset.
Planning your day or going with the flow?
So you gotta go with the flow. That's all life
Short
is.
breaks. Yeah, exactly what we talked about with the schedule.
Hmm.
Do you have a schedule or you just kind of have like maybe a little to-do list, a little planner?
You know what? I have a schedule, but I'm not attached to the schedule. I have to have a schedule because I have some therapists and things like that. People, that I have to pay and things like that. But I
Mhm.
am more so go with the flow. That's where you find your power is in the flow. Yeah.
Short breaks or full reset days?
Four resets.
Revisiting the past or focusing on the present?
Present. All we got. Past is over with.
Discipline or self-compassion?
Self compassion.
Let's get a little more personal and talk about a couple of real moments you might have had with your clients and community. Something different than what you've already shared with me. For instance, can you share a moment with someone in your community that stayed with you long after an event ended? Maybe had a conversation with you or told you something that stuck with you.
Yes, I had through an event maybe 2 years ago, and I had met this young man. He was about 16 at the time, and he really enjoyed mental health hip hop. Um, he was looking for a creative outlet to manage anger, and to this day, he still sticks with me. We're doing a somatic therapy I talked to you about before. Um, he communicates more effectively now, and he's doing a great job. And I think that would always stick with me. And I met this young man 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they always say women cannot teach boys, but this young man, some coaches say that. This young man is brilliant. He's actually starting his own business. He's actually able to manage his emotions a lot better. So yeah, yeah, and I'm proud of him. If he's
And
watching, I'm proud of you, young man.
and he's seen you as a mentor throughout those years, someone he can trust.
Yes,
Hmm. That's good that he chose you. You know,
yeah,
like again, those qualities they call out to people.
yeah.
What's another personal journey of a client that deeply inspired you?
Um, when I was working in a severe mental illness space, it was one client that was very much so suicidal with attempts. Um, and not to get too vulgar, but with severe attempts. This client not only used to come and talk to me every day, come to my office and things like that, but the client expressed that they appreciated me being authentic, but also just having someone there down their journey. That client was able to get an apartment. She lives on her own, and from the last I heard, she is doing great, and she lives downtown.
Hmm.
Yeah, so she's doing great. That stuck with me because that lets me know no matter where people are at, peace, love, and kindness, you exude that to everyone. You never know what people are going through. So um, that stuck with me and still sticks with me to this day. And that was about 6 years ago, I want to say.
Hmm. Maybe you might bump into her in downtown and recognize her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people you bump into down there.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's big, but at the same time, it's very small. That
Yeah.
goes for anywhere. Small world. What's been the hardest moment in your career so far that tested your empathy?
The hardest moment in my career that tested my empathy was dealing with just people that are in the healthcare space that don't have bedside manner. That grinds my gears.
Hmm.
And, and as being a administrator, I was an administrator. I just couldn't take it. You know, people with nasty attitudes. Please get away from me. I don't know. But these are healthcare workers. They're not
Mm. I was
clients.
about to ask. I wonder.
Not clients.
Hmm.
No, no. So people in the space that's here to heal and provide great services, when they don't do that, that grinds my gears.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hold people accountable, even though they're supposed to be on your team. You know.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
And what does ambitious mean to you?
Ambitious means going for what you want, no matter the obstacles. Just knowing, seeing the outcome, but not being addicted or attached to the way things will happen. Just believing in yourself and keep going, no matter what.
Is there a project you're really excited for in the next couple weeks that you're working on? Maybe in the community, like the event you had at Harold Washington Library a little bit ago. Trying to do something similar?
Well, that event was at the Harold Washington Cultural Center. I love the Harold Washington Library, but the Cultural Center was at the Cultural Center. Event that I am looking forward to is April 22nd at the Harold Washington Cultural Center. Dr. Dorothy Jean Tillman II is coming out with a mental health and wellness book, and Mental Health Meets Hip Hop will be there giving a wellness session. That's on April 22nd. I am looking forward to that event.
That's awesome. I hope I'm in town. I hope I'm able to go and bring my friend who's that clinical psychologist, well, studying to be the clinical psychologist.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. And maybe me and your friend and you can put on an event as well. It's a lot of, it's a
She
lot of,
would actually probably love that. I'm gonna call her after this and see what she says.
yes, let's do it.
And my last question is, what qualities do you look for in your team before you hire them?
Um, Empathy is number one. I don't think you can serve people or be of service if you're not empathetic to other people. Two is exuding peace and love. You have to have some type of balance, peace in your life. Or talk to me and see how you can get balance and peaceful. But those are the main qualities.
Hmm.
And my neighbor's dog is barking loud.
It's okay. We have dogs barking out here all the time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they shut up today. So thank God. Maybe they just felt your presence like through my phone. I don't know.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you and learning a little bit more about your line of work because yeah, that's something I've been away from, and it hasn't always been a priority for me, but I think it should, especially after our conversation. And for whoever will tune in, like on YouTube or on Instagram, thank you for joining us. And please don't forget to follow Miss Tati on Instagram at mz.tati and Ambitious Entertainment for more content. And until next time, is there anything you'd like to say further to kind of end this conversation?
I want to say thank you so much for having me. Anybody that will see this or that's watching, please take space for yourself. And remember, boats never sink from the water around it, it sinks from the water that you let in. And follow me at Mental Health Meets Hip Hop as well. Peace and love. Appreciation.
Peace and love. Take care of yourself and have a great week, okay?
You too. Thank you.